After days of heated debate, the Minneapolis City Council unanimously agreed to table a controversial proposal. Now, that means money to violence prevention groups will not be delayed. The money, typically awarded to community groups, has been under scrutiny as of late, with some counselors alleging there's little oversight and mismanagement within the Neighborhood Safety Department that oversees the $1 million in question. The plan would have temporarily moved it to Hennepin County, but opponents argued services to those most at risk would be disrupted. Jennifer Hoff has been following this story and has a lot more on what led up to the council's decision. Jennifer?
Lauren, the decision to postpone coming really as a shock to some from the very counselor who first proposed this back on Monday. But several other members agreed it needed a reset now after such a contentious week that devolved into public outbursts and online threats.
They try to say, oh, Mary McAfee's violent.
An online video with alleged threats capped off a contentious week at Minneapolis City Hall.
I ain't shot nobody. However, I will if I have to.
Reverend Jerry McAfee responding to the council's proposal to move $1 million in violence prevention funding to Hennepin County after accusations the city's Neighborhood Safety Department is mismanaged, awarding large contracts to community groups with little oversight or data.
There are valid reasons to support a move to the county. There are valid reasons to oppose a move to the county. And I think that the way that the discussion has played out up here hasn't always been the most productive.
Some counselors say those public outbursts made them feel unsafe.
That is a threat.
Others say the department and its new commissioner, Todd Barnett, have already implemented new measures to ensure accountability, including a more rigorous bidding process for groups like the one McAfee founded.
They did the right thing.
He leads 21 Days of Peace, a group of violence interrupters who gather at crime hotspots, and stands by data that shows their work works.
And we've been doing it for 30-some years. And I guarantee you, if they let us help them, we'll always win.
He says any changes in funding would disrupt services to people who need it most and has confidence in the commissioner, agreeing with the council's move to postpone the proposal.
There are 13 ayes.
Despite after decades of partnership, was not approved for a city contract.
We get paid sometimes, but most of the time doing it without a dime because it's the right thing to do.
Now, Councilmember Robin Wansley behind this proposal said she will continue to use her full oversight authority to scrutinize the Neighborhood Safety Department, including any new contracts, which the council will vote next week whether to move forward on negotiations with what we've learned is now 5 different groups just made public. So it could be April, though, before any of that, Lauren, is finalized. So certainly a complicated story that we'll be sure to stay on top of.
Yeah, thanks for breaking it down, Jennifer.